Hey, hi all. In this video, we will be discussing about the context variables we have in triggers. So there are different types of context variables we have in triggers which we use while writing a particular trigger in Salesforce. Context variable name defines its purpose. If we have to check if a particular trigger is invoked while inserting a record, we use isInsert context variable. The value of isInsert will be set to true at that particular time if that particular trigger is invoked while inserting or while creating a new record. For the definition we will see in the next slide. So we have, like, for isInsert, it returns true if this trigger was fired due to an insert operation. If it is an update, it returns true if this trigger was fired due to an update operation. Likewise, isAfter returns true if this trigger was fired after all records were saved. We have new map, old map. New and old uses list, new version of S object and old version of S object. In new map and old map, we are having a map of IDs, a new version of S object and old version of S object. In that, we will have ID and value pair in map. This comes under the collections. We have collections in Salesforce. Collections consist of set, list, and map in Salesforce. We will be having a video in which we will be covering what is collection in Salesforce. In that particular video, we will be covering set, map, and list. So stay tuned for that. Moving ahead, we have a trigger skeleton, or how to write a trigger in Salesforce. So to write a basic trigger and an advanced trigger, the best practice is you have to have a logicless trigger. There should not be more of a logic in that particular trigger. You will have a handler and a helper class which will have all the logic, and that particular handler and helper class will be called from this particular trigger on that particular trigger event. So as you can see on the screen, we have trigger. Trigger is the key word which we use to define a particular thing as a trigger. So it will be like trigger, then trigger name. In this, the trigger name is my account trigger. Then on is a keyword, then account is an S object, and we have different type of trigger events. Whichever suit your requirement, you can mention that particular event. Then if we have to check if this particular trigger is running before inserting a particular record or before updating a particular record, we can use if and else conditional thing, and in that if we can define when we have to run that particular business logic or business rule. Thank you, have a nice day.